Hey, y'all. How y'all doing out there? Today has been a day. Hey, I'm coming.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey. I ain't seen everybody in so long. Well, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Um, what I finna say? Y'all better y'all
Mute yourself.
y'all better enjoy today because after today, every time we meet, you're gonna have a whole lot
What are you doing, buddy?
to
What are you doing?
you're gonna have a whole lot to pick
What are you
up
doing?
on. Y'all make sure that y'all mute y'all backgrounds. Yeah. So today is going to be a short day only because it's a kickoff. Next week it's about to get real crazy. So y'all better have y'all notepads and y'all pens and get ready. I know some of you have probably been in my futures class before. And I know some of you are new. It's some people who are new here. So when I do go over the futures, I'll do a little bit of a basic just for people who are new, who have never been introduced to futures before. So they don't feel completely overwhelmed. And then we're gonna get into the juicy stuff. So for the people who have been with me and you've been trading futures, you about to have your aha moment. Your aha moment is about to happen for you. And especially if you've been trying to do it for a year or two and you still find yourself like, man, I don't know. You finna have your aha moment because it's time to have that aha moment. And what you'll realize, especially for people who is in the live futures session with me, what you'll learn is that trading is nothing more than discipline. That is it. You could be wrong on a lot of stuff, but if you can discipline yourself to just sit back and let them show you where they want to go, I promise you, you will take a whole lot of stress up off of you. So again, this will be a short session tonight, just so I could just introduce what futures is. I'm gonna take me a little screenshot here because we was not playing tonight. And like I said, make sure you enjoy this because this is going to be the last session that's going to be short. Okay. So I hope y'all prepared for that. I'm going to mute everybody. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, every session will be recorded and I will try to drop the replays by the morning. I'll be in the trade room tomorrow. So I get out the trade room by 10:30, a little bit before 10:30. So if I don't have the replay posted first thing in the morning, it'd be right after 10:30. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna share my screen. Which what we want to do. We want to get up in this futures. Let me make sure these people is recording. Okay. It is recording. Well, I think, let me see. Okay. All right. So I'm super excited. Let's get started here. So I want to welcome everybody to my new Futures Mastery course. And I call it the 2-hour workday because really, if you can stick to the strategy, the different strategies that I'm going to share with you, because there's going to be different strategies for different type of market conditions. Because every day the markets are not the same. Okay, so one day one strategy may work for you, and then the next day it don't. So you have to be able to know what you're looking at, and based on your bias, you will know which strategy to use. So we're going to be getting into that as we get further along in the course. So again, my name is Angela. They call me the Powerhouse Williams. I have been day trading since 2008. When I first started day trading, I started actually just trading stocks. I was just trading stocks and literally flipping stocks. And that's because I didn't even know about options. I wasn't educated on options yet. So I was literally just buying stocks, using my money, using margin, buy stocks, flip stocks. That's kind of what I was doing. Then I decided that I was going to teach myself how to trade options. So I bought books. I watched actually more books than it was videos way back then, because YouTube, people really wasn't on YouTube doing a whole lot of videos on trading. So really all you had was books. So I have tons of books. And then I taught myself how to trade options. After that, I decided to learn how to trade futures. Okay. And then once I realized that what I was trading in futures was also available in Forex, I just used the same strategy across the board. And you're going to find that out as you continue to learn to me, that I keep everything simple. My trading is very simple. I do not be all over the place. I'm not going to be trying to figure out what stock I'm trading for the day. I pretty much know what I'm going to be doing for the day. I always know that. So, like I said, just a second, you all, there's people still trying to get into this trade room. Okay. And so that's how you're going to learn with me. Everything, my trading is very, it's not simple, but it's streamlined to trade any asset class. Okay. And so as I was doing my trading, because I have not worked a job since 2008. So trading basically has been maintaining my lifestyle. And people started asking me what I was doing. And that's how the course came about, people asking you. And it's a lot of work putting courses together and trying to teach people how to trade out of your own lens. So it's sometimes it can be hard for me to show you what I see. So I'm gonna try to do my best to do this in this class. And the reason why I call it advanced is that if you've taken any of my Forex class or future classes before, I pretty much taught you one strategy because I was trying to keep it simple. And I felt like if you can learn that strategy when you are introduced to others, it's just going to pretty much give you the aha moment. So this is going to go a little bit more in depth into the technical analysis piece. So I believe that by the end of this session, you're going to be a profitable trader. Okay. And you're definitely going to be a smarter trader all around in all asset classes. I want to do my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I will not tell you what to invest in, nor pick stocks or anything like that for you. This training is for educational purposes only. Please be aware that all trading transactions can result in potential loss, and you should only be trading with disposable income and not leverage more than you can afford to lose. Information disclosure. You may not discuss, share, reproduce, copy, reprint, modify, rewrite, recreate, redistribute, publicly display on social media, publicly perform, license, or sell any content that you retrieve or learn in this presentation without the express prior written permission of myself, Angela Williams, because I am the owner of Financial GPS 360. Now, this is kind of a curriculum of the things that you are going to learn. Now, this is just something that was really off of the top of my head that I jot down in my notes, and it may be more added to it. So, like I said, this is going to be one of the most thorough courses that I have ever done. Now, what I anticipate that this class will be anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks, but I do not know because it could be 7 weeks, it could be 8 weeks, it could be 10 weeks. Why do I say that? What I really want to do is keep the sessions not too long. That way that I'm keeping your attention. Also, it makes it easier for replay and just reviewing the information and being able to comprehend what I'm telling you. So it's not all thrown into you and you don't have to watch 2 and 3 hour videos. Okay. So again, I don't know how long it's going to be. Y'all just with me. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about the futures and the asset classes that are available to you. We'll talk about future contracts. We'll do that today. Later on, we'll talk about income potential. We will be talking about trading platforms. Okay. In particular, we will be using TradingView for our charting, and you also can use TradingView for your demo trading as well. When it's time to do live trading, you will have 2 options. You can set up your own NinjaTrader account, which is the broker that I personally use to trade the futures. And then I'll also introduce you to prop firms and how you can use other people's money to trade live. Okay, so there's going to be different options. It just depends on what your budget is and what it is that you want to do. So we will talk about that later. Okay, you're also going to have access to a trading journal. I will be talking more about that once we start getting into taking trades, because I'm going to be giving you two different types of journals. There's going to be an electronic version. Then it's going to also be one that you can use in your desktop. We're going to be going over market structure. So obviously we're going to be talking about ranging markets, trending markets, consolidated markets. I'm going to share with you what a 3-day market setup is going to be, because actually the market tends to go into these same patterns every 3 days. If you didn't know that, you should know that by now, especially if you've been trading futures and Forex for a number of years. If you literally sit back and look at the movements of the markets, they literally repeat themselves. I'm going to go over how I set my price targets. I call them critical points that hit every single day. Okay, so it's going to be, this is really going to be your aha moment past the target points, because I'm also going to talk about smart money concepts. But what I want you to know about smart money concepts, they literally just came up with different words to describe the same thing. And once I show it to you, you're going to realize that you really knew smart money concepts all along. You just didn't know how to play it. Okay. And so I am also going to share with you some templates within TradingView that is going to make this whole smart money concept extremely easy for you. And then I'm also going to show you, this is where you're going to have your aha moment. I'm going to share with you the power of order flows. You need to know the power of order flow and how cycles play a part in your trading and how it moves the market. Okay. Then we're going to go over, obviously, the psychology of candlesticks, what they're telling you. You're going to understand the chart patterns. You're going to understand the reversal signals. We're going to talk about order blocks, and we're going to talk about the fair value gaps. All right. Then I'm going to show you how to put together a weather report. And it's basically putting up a report and looking at certain time frames that's going to give you your daily bias. So you'll know if you should be going long or if you should be going short, okay? Or if the market is going to be in a range. We're going to talk about trend lines and how to accurately trade trend lines and how I trade trend lines. We're going to talk about how to use Fibonacci for your price points, for your reversals, as well as your confluence. We're going to go over moving averages, but these are indicators. But I really want to go into detail how these indicators really work and how to use them correctly, because a lot of people use indicators incorrectly. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and all of the wealth of information that these indicators actually give you when you understand how to use them correctly. So we're going to talk about moving averages. We're going to talk about the Imuku cloud. We're going to talk about VWAP. We're going to talk about RSI, MFI, my two favorite indicators. We're going to talk about stochastics. We're going to talk about the TTM squeeze, volume, order flow detectors, and cumulative delta. Because cumulative delta is going to give you an aha moment too. And I know it might be going over your head because you don't know it yet. But once we get to that, it's all going to make sense. Okay. And so the strategies we're going to go over range trading, and we're going to go over trend trading. And usually people who took my Forex and my futures class, the strategy that I shared with you was just trend trading only. That strategy does not work for ranging markets. It don't work for news trading. It don't work for different types of markets, even in consolidation. It don't work for that. It only worked for trending. So if you were using that strategy and you was in a ranging market, it wasn't going to work. If the market is in consolidation, it wasn't going to work. It's not that the strategy don't work. You didn't understand that the strategy was for a particular market structure, and that was a trended market. So I'll show you how to use different structures, and you literally can have charts set up already saved for each type of market. And so it makes it easy. After you do your daily bias, you'll know which chart to trade. Okay. We'll talk about how to trade the news, the economic news, how to do gap trading. You know how the markets open up and it's a gap. They always leave clues. So I'll show you how to do that. We'll talk about risk management. how to set your stop loss, your trailing stops. And I'm even going to give you all a bonus. There are certain indicators that I have literally used, tested out everything in TradingView that's going to give you buy sell alerts. That's just going to help you with making sure you're staying in the right direction. And then when it's all said and done, you're going to have a trade plan with a checklist. So when you are done with this class, like I said, you'll be a smarter trader, disciplined trader, consistent trader, and you will definitely be on track. Now, usually after every session, there's probably going to be homework. So make sure that you are prepared for that. Why do you want to become a day trader? Okay. There's a number of reasons why I feel like day trading should be your number one focus. What I didn't list on here, but what I want to say is, unless you've been living under a rock, you should see that AI technology is taking over. If you don't see nothing else, you go to the store, they got the checkout lanes. There's robots in hospitals, there's robots in hotels. They now got robots in the fields, doing the labor that once people were doing. And you've heard me say it over and over, because I've been ringing the alarm for the last 6 years that you better find a way to make money outside of a job, because you don't own it, you don't control it, and you can lose that job at any time. You all are on borrowed time. And every corporation in a technology company, they are on a race to see who can replace as many people as possible. At the end of the day, corporations want free labor. And even though they can't get it to zero, you best believe that a robot, they don't have to pay no vacation time. They ain't got to have no medical benefits. They don't have to contribute to a 401k. You need to understand that. And there is nothing that you do in your job that you cannot be replaced with. Just understand that, especially if you got a 9-to-5 job, you sitting in front of a computer and you using Excel and Word and all those things. That's technology within itself. A robot can do that. Okay. So that's why I want you to hurry up, because people are going to have a wake-up call, and you need to learn this. And I recommend that you get your children into learning how to trade as well, because like I said, the job market, it's not going to be there for our kids. It's just not. And so if you want them to have the same quality of life or better than you better show them how to make money outside of a job. Okay. So the one thing that I loved about being a day trader is the independence. Okay. I have the freedom to work for myself. I work from the comfort of my home. I get up in the morning, half the time I'm still in my pajamas. I'm in the trade room, I'm still in my pajamas, y'all. And I literally can trade, and I am in and out of the markets within 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, the most 2 hours. That's it. That's all. After the 2 hours, I get to go about my day. And I still made what most people make working a job for a whole 8 hours. Okay. So this is going to give you the freedom to free yourself from a traditional 9-to-5 job if you take it seriously. Another reason why you want to be a day trader is you have the ability to work from anywhere. Okay. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you can be anywhere in the world and you will be able to trade. So you have the flexibility. I know a lot of people, because of their jobs after COVID, they're able to be in a work from home environment, but you still got to be there. You still got to be in the house for the time that you're supposed to be at work. Well, with trading, you don't have to do that. You can be anywhere. You can sit in Starbucks and trade if you want to. You can go sit out on a beach, trade if you want to. As long as you got Wi-Fi, and with phones, you can have a hotspot. The laptop can run off the hotspot. You could be anywhere. Okay. Number 3, again, this is a skill set that is going to change your life, because not only are you going to be able to free yourself from the hustle of having a job, but this is a skill set that you're going to be able to apply to any asset class. So what you learn here in futures, you can use the same strategies in Forex. You can use the same strategies in options. You're also going to be able to use it to know when to buy a stock. Most people buy stocks at the wrong prices, but when you become a technical trader, you know when to buy. You know when to buy. You're also going to be able, by mastering the markets, you're going to be able to hedge your retirement portfolio. So if you got a 401k, you got an IRA, you got a Roth, whatever you have, by you being a technical trader, you know when the markets are about to turn, right? So what does that mean? You will be able to shift your portfolio. You're going to know when to sell, or you're going to know when to move your money into different asset classes. Okay. So maybe you're not heavy in tech stocks. You might shift and go into bonds in your 401k. You need to know when to shift your money, and you need to know when to put it back. Okay. Because most people in their 401ks, they always tell you, oh, in 20, 30 years, you're going to have this amount of money. You know why? Because your portfolio has to do all the up and down swings of the market growing and then correcting itself. Well, later on in this course, I'm going to show you how I use my technical trading to know when to buy stocks and how I make way more money than most people who are just long-time stock holders. Okay. And then finally, there's no ceiling on your earnings. And that's what I love about this. I get to pay myself what I'm worth, and ain't nobody gonna pay me better than me. And if you take this serious, that can be you. There is no limit. You can have a $500 day, you can have $1,000 day, you can have a $10,000 day, you can have a $80,000 day. There is nobody that is putting a cap on how much money you make. You hit. And to me, I feel like that's a skill set that can't nobody take away from you. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to sell anything. You're not recruiting nobody. You ain't even got to do no marketing. You just got to show up for yourself, study the markets, study the strategies, and be confident in taking your trades and keeping your losers small. That's it. That's it. And my number one reason for trading was complete freedom. That's all I wanted. And that's my vision. And anybody who knows me, especially those who are partnered with me and my econ, we called the lifestyle changes for a reason. That's all it was. We was changing lifestyles. And it was for you to be able to make money anywhere and for you to be able to travel this world. It's so many people that have not seen the world because they so busy working a job. I want you to be able to be in London and still be able to trade. Be in Costa Rica and still be able to trade. Be in Dubai enjoying yourself and still being able to trade. I want you to experience life because it's short. And when the more money we make, the more of a blessing we could be to other people. Do you know how many nonprofits you could bless when you have a whole lot of money? Do you know the lifestyle you can provide for your family and your children when you got a whole lot of money? You know how much traveling you can do without getting permission to take some vacation time when you got a whole lot of money? All the projects you can start. You can start your own nonprofit. You could just bless people. But you can't do that when you're spending all your time working in a job. So it's all about freedom. And anybody who know me, you already know that I'm going to do God's work. And so I need a whole lot of money because I got a whole lot of blessing of people that I need to do. Okay. And I don't have time. All right. So that's the number one goal. So what I'm selling you is freedom. And you can have that if you're willing to be disciplined enough and consistent enough to do the work. Now, as a professional day trader, what do you need to do? I need you to set up your home office. Okay. It is very important that you do this because it actually brings your reality in front of you. Okay. So no more just sitting in the bed with a laptop or just being anywhere with a phone. I want you to literally set up your office because from this point forward, you are a professional day trader. And as a professional day trader, you need to be set up to trade. Okay. So what are you going to need? Start where you are. Okay. Find a space in your house. I don't care if it's a corner of your living room, it's in the basement, it's a corner in your bedroom, or it's a spare bedroom. What I want you to do, it could be a closet. Set up your space. Okay. Get you a little table, have you a chair, and that is your setup. Okay. one thing that I did, something that you can do later on, for those with a little bit more disposable income, this is something that you can do now. It just depends on where you are. I have 3 laptops. Okay. So you can have 3 laptops, you can have a desktop and then a couple laptops. Why do I have multiple laptops? Because I want to be able to see multiple charts moving at different times. Okay. I'm a professional day trader. I need to be able to read the markets, and I have different templates that tell me different things. And I want to be able to look at that. So people who be in a live trading room with me, I am looking at multiple charts. Okay. Before I call a trade. All right. So you want to get to a point to where you are able to do multiple. So you can have multiple laptops. You might have a setup where, I know there's like docking stations where you can just have one laptop, but you might can have multiple computers. I mean monitors. I don't know how to do that. But if you are a tech person, you know how to set it up, go ahead and do it. So like I said, I got 3 laptops, but I got I think they 20, I don't know if they might be 27-inch monitors. I have 2 27, or they either 30 inches. I don't know which one it is. But I got 2 monitors. So I got 3 laptops and 2 monitors that I have set up in my office. And like I said, I got my desk, I got my chair. I have candles. I love candles. Anybody in the live trade room know that I burn candles every time we trade, because I get up maybe an hour or so before I get ready to mark up my charts. And I use that time to give my thanks to God and to meditate, because you want to be in a clear headspace. You don't want to be thinking or worrying about nothing when you are trading, okay? Because you want all your attention on the markets. So it's important, again, that you set up the environment that you want to be in, that when you walk into your room or you walk into your closet, you get hyped because you got it set up. So start where you are. If you don't have a lot of money, use what you got to just make it inviting for you. I go to Shop Spiritual and Paid to buy my candles. Everybody knows that I like to be there. Also find you some motivational wall art. I like to put that up. Hustle, grind, execution. I like that. When I look at that, I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. And so what I want to say to you is, over the weekend, set it up and let your family know that this is your workspace, because now you are serious and want to become a professional day trader. Okay. Something else that you may want to do. Now, this is not a requirement. It's not something that you have to do, but it may be something that you want to do. Like I said, if you would like to be a professional day trader, okay, you can set up a business structure. All right. Me, myself, I do have an LLC, and this is something that you can do. You can set up a single member LLC that you're just going to be doing withdrawals to yourself. And so literally all you're going to do is apply for an LLC. Once you apply for your LLC, you want to go and open up a bank account, because you are professional now. Okay. You want a business bank account. You want to be able to separate your income from your day trading from your job. Okay. So I have a business bank account. What do you need to open up a business bank account? You need your EIN number and you need an LLC. When you set up your LLC, you will go through the process to get your EIN number. So once you have an LLC, you're going to have an EIN anyway. All right. Now you're going to go to howtostartanllc.com. That is going to take you through all the steps. All you have to do is pick your state, whatever state you're in, and it's going to literally take you step by step on how to set up your LLC. And there are some states where the LLC might be $75, and some people LLCs might be $125, $150. You know, I don't know if they higher than that, but I know Illinois can't be over. I don't even think it's over 150. But again, you don't have to, but I do recommend it. Okay. Now, once you have your LLC and bank account, and you can wait until you're ready to trade live to do that. This is not something that you got to do tomorrow, but just something to be thinking about. Okay. So once you start trading live and you start making profits, what you want to do is the money, when you get your withdrawals from the broker, you want those withdrawals deposited into your business bank account. Okay. And what I recommend anybody who's trading live, that you pay yourself every Friday. You should pay yourself every week. Okay. There's no need to build accounts and have money just sitting somewhere 6 months a year, and don't do that. Just pay yourself. The whole point of going into the markets and grabbing money is for you to get a weekly paycheck. Okay. So I recommend paying yourself every Friday. And all you're going to do, again, you're going to give the broker your business bank account. And when you do your transfers, withdraw your money out of your brokerage account, it'll be deposited into your business bank account. Okay. And the next thing that you can do is you're going to pay yourself from your business. Okay. So you can either write a check to yourself with your business checks, or you can use a service that I use. I use a service called Melio. And Melio is a payment service and it's free. Yes, you can set up a Melio account. And what Melio will do is you can set up payment and you set yourself up as a vendor. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to tell Melio, I want to pay myself $1,000. So Melio is going to take $1,000 out of your business bank account and they are going to deposit it into your personal bank account. Okay. And so that's basically showing that you are paying yourself, because again, you are a business now and you are a professional day trader, and it leaves the paper trail for tax purposes. And so what can you do at the end of the year? You can actually issue yourself a 1099. That's right, for what you paid, because you still might have some money sitting in your business bank account, but you might have 20,000 in your business bank account, but you might only have paid yourself 10. That's okay. Guess what? That 1099 is going to say 10, and that is what you're going to be putting on your tax returns. Okay, so you're able to do that. And I'll give you the service that I use to create 1099s for myself. Okay. And just a side tip, I recommend that you set aside 15-20% of any of your trading profits. Put it to a side, put it in a separate account specifically for taxes. Okay. Just in case. That way, you're not finding yourself on at the end of the year because you had made all this money and you didn't put any money aside to cover taxes. Even though there are business write-offs that you'll qualify for, you just never know. And you just want to make sure that you have that little cushion put aside. Okay. So take 15-20% of whatever you pay yourself and put it to the side for your taxes. Now, the tax advantages of being a day trader. Okay, so some of the things that you'll be able to write off as a day trader is if you decide to go out and purchase you some new computers. You can buy some MacBooks. My laptops are HP Pavilions. I think they are so good when it comes to day trading. Your laptops, you get to write off. Any monitors that you buy, you get to write off. Any office, your desk, your chair, if you got you a file cabinet, if you got papers, pens, whatever you got to create your office space, you're going to be able to write that off. Every picture you put on your wall, you get to write that off. Okay. Your internet access, you get to write that off. Any trading platform fees, because when we trade, we pay fees for every trade transaction. You get to write that off. In the futures markets, there are data fees, so that comes out of, your commission. So you want to make sure that you are writing that off. If you purchase any custom indicators, as you start going through the rabbit hole of trading, you're going to find a lot of companies out there that offer different indicators for day traders, that you can import into your systems. So if you purchase an indicator, you definitely can do that. If you decide to pay for a TradingView platform, you get to write that off. If you buy any courses like the $199 that you pay for this course, guess what? You get to write that off under education, personal development. Okay, that is a part of your trading businesses. Any other books that you buy, you get to write it off. If you are in the live trading room, the monthly fees for the live trading room, that is a tax write-off to you as well, okay? Any broker fees that you are charged can be deducted for your profits only. So that what that means is if you're running a profit, so you got how much money you made in your day trading, you write off your expenses and you still at a profit, whatever the broker fees, you can subtract that from the profits. Now, if after you put your expenses, you're in the negative, which means that you were not profitable for the year, then you can't write off those broker fees, just so you know the difference, okay? You are able to write off about 15% of your losses up to $3,000. So if you had a losing year or something like that, you can write off up to $3,000 in losses. Now, when it comes to your gains from your trades, you know that when it comes to capital gains, there is long-term and then there are short-term, okay? So as a futures trader, they recognize 60% of your profits as short-term gains and 40% of your profits as long-term gains. And this is only true for futures traders. So if you're trading Forex or something like that, that is not the case. Only for futures is it 60% for short-term and 40% for long-term. Okay. Now, if you got questions, just put it in the chat. When I get done with the trading class, I'll come back and look at the chat and answer any questions that you may have. Okay. Now, keep in mind that if you have the long-term capital gains, your income will be taxed at like what, 20%. And if it's short term, it's taxed at whatever your ordinary income rate is. Okay. Now, how do you get the day trading destination? Right? That's important. Because just because you trading don't necessarily qualify you as a professional day trader for these particular write-offs. Okay. Now, if you got other businesses, you happen to be in MyCon, things like that, you might have other write-offs that you qualify for. But if you're just a professional day trader and this is all you have, you do have to meet the requirements to be considered a professional day trader. So what is the only requirement? You have to take more than 720 day trades per year. May seem like a lot, but it ain't, okay? Especially since we are scalpers, okay? So that basically is you need to take 3 trades a day, Monday through Friday. If you take 3 trades a day or more, Monday through Friday, you are considered a professional day trader and you can get the day trading write-offs. Okay. So if you're somebody that's half doing it, you're not really trading that much, you're not taking 3 trades a day or anything like that, they don't consider you professional. All right. So just so that you know these requirements. And because we are scalping, we literally be in and out. You could take 3 quick trades in 10, 15, 20 minutes and you could be done with your day. Okay. So just so that you know. Okay, so what is futures and the futures market? Okay, now futures is just a type of derivative. It's a contract agreement between a buyer and a seller, which is usually institutions and individuals. Okay, where everybody is basically agreeing to buy or sell an underlying commodity, and that commodity could be an asset or the commodity could be index based, and we'll talk about that in just a second. And basically what everybody doing is trying to predict the future price at a future date. That is it, and that is all. Okay. Now, the CME group was founded in 1898. Okay. So in order to trade futures, you're using the CME exchange, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or the Chicago Board of Trade. So futures is in Chicago. Ninja Trader, who is one of our brokers, is in Chicago. Okay, so what I love about futures is it is US based. We're using US brokers. So no more do we have to deal with international brokers that was in Forex that were going in and out of business and keeping people money and things like that. We don't have to worry about that no more because we are in futures. Okay, the futures exchange history, which is very important to me. The first recognized futures exchange was actually in Japan. And that was them selling their rice globally. Okay, so the first exchange was in Japan to trade rice in 1730. And Japan is also responsible for coming up with the candlestick concept. Okay, so when you hear people talk about the candlestick Bible, it's all coming from Japan. All right, now for a piece of U.S. history, the very first commodity that was sold before the stock market was even created was people. That's right, slaves. Slaves were the first commodity that was actually sold on the auction blocks. Okay, now, ironically, the first futures exchange that was established in 1870 was for what? Cotton. The cotton that our ancestors picked. So just think, it's now 2024. And we now get to participate in the same market that used them to generate the first generation of wealth in America. Our ancestors is the fabric of America through cotton. And they were able to sell that cotton globally. And again, that created the first layer of wealth in the United States. And look at us now. Look at us now. Okay. So I'm excited about this. That this is another reason why I trade futures, why I feel like everybody that we know should be trading in the futures market. We all should be profiting off of the profitability of America, because it's our birthright. So let's talk about the types of future contracts. Okay, futures, you got to understand, is a $544 trillion market. You know, a lot of times I used to hear people when they used to talk about Forex, they was like, Forex is the largest market in the world. It is not. It's 5 trillion, but it is not the largest. The largest market is derivatives, and that's the futures market. $544 trillion. And basically, all we're doing is we are speculating. We are speculative traders. Okay, we ain't buying nothing. We're not trying to own nothing. We're just taking little positions in contracts, and we're speculating whether or not the price is going to go up or go down, and we making money either way. That's it. That's all. That's what we do. All of the contracts expire quarterly. And there's two types of contracts. There's financial futures contracts, and then there's physical contracts. And physical contracts is you can actually day trade cotton if you want to day trade cotton. You could day trade coffee, corn, rice, sugar. You can day trade pigs if you want to. I know there are some future traders that have been with me who trade gas, oil. They trade oil. And I have quite a few traders that actually trade gold. So you are able to trade gold through the futures market. Now, what I trade 100% of the time, and what I am going to be focusing on in this class is financial futures. Okay. So what that does is it allows us to day trade indices. I like to day trade indices because instead of me trying to figure out what stock to day trade, I could just trade an index. I'm all about keeping it simple, right? So index futures is we're going to be day trading NASDAQ. We're going to day trade the S&P 500. We're going to day trade the Dow Jones. And you can also day trade the Russell Index. Now, in this training, I'm really going to be talking about just the big three, which is NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow. But you can trade whatever you want to trade, okay? We can trade interest rates. we can trade the 2-year Treasury. We can trade the 30-year Fed fund. They do have Forex. So you can trade currency pairs. Now they only have the 10 currency pairs. So for example, EUR, USD, JPY, you know, the Aussie against the dollar, you're able to do that. Now all the exotic currency pairs that you were able to trade on the Forex side with international brokers, you're not able to do that in the US market. So in the US market, if you okay with trading just currency pairs, hey, it is here. Okay. Futures also have some cryptos that you can trade, obviously, like the Bitcoins, and they do have some individual stocks that you can day trade without having to buy a stock, own the stock, and flip the stock. You can literally just day trade, speculative trade certain individual stocks. Okay. So, but like I said, just for training purposes, I'm keeping it very simple and focusing on the indices. But the strategies that I'm giving you, you can use them to trade anything. Okay. Now, why do I pick the indices? Again, it gives an indice is going to give you a basket of stocks. It's almost pretty much you're trading ETFs and index funds. That's pretty much what it is. That's what I think of it in my head. Okay. I like to keep it simple because I keep up with certain stocks. Okay. So it just makes it easier for me. So the S&P 500, obviously, it is an index of the top 500 large cap companies. It's a $25.6 trillion industry. Now, large cap is basically companies, publicly held companies, where their market valuation is over $10 billion. You know, so to actually calculate a company's valuation, you take how much outstanding stock they have and multiply that by the stock price. And if it's over 10 billion, they're probably in the S&P 500. So it's just a list of the top 500 companies. All right. Now, in futures, the S&P 500 is called the ES. That's what they call it. They just call it the ES. And that's for a mini contract. And then they just launched maybe 3 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. They created micro minis, okay, which allows people to get in and learn how to trade for very little bit amount of money. And those are called MES. And once we start getting into the nuts and bolts and looking at charts, all this is going to make sense to you. It just may not make sense to you right now. Okay. So when we are trading the S&P 500, keep in mind, the futures is called ES. If you were trading Forex, it may be called the SPX 500. If you are trading options, it is called SPY. Again, this is why I keep it simple and I only trade indices, because I can trade the indices in all asset class at the exact same time. So if I take a trade in futures, I can run over to options and do a SPY contract. I can go into Forex if you're grandfathered into an international broker, and I can trade SPX and I can make money 3 times, 3 different platforms. NASDAQ, which is my favorite, this is what I trade, I want to say 80% of the time. When I first started trading futures, I was only in the S&P 500, and then I moved up to NASDAQ. NASDAQ has a little bit more volatility because it got the big 7 in it, okay? NASDAQ is 90% tech stocks. And the reason why I picked it is I only really need to keep up with the big 7. Microsoft, Apple, Google, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla. That's all I need to keep up with. And when 3 or 4 out of the 7 is in one direction, that's the direction the market's usually going to go. I'm just saying. Okay. So that's why I do it. So the futures NASDAQ is called NQ. The micro mini is called MNQ. If you are in Forex, it is NAS 100. And if you are in options, you will be trading QQQ. So again, if I think NASDAQ is falling down to the ground, I can short NASDAQ on futures. I can short NASDAQ in Forex, and I can buy a put in options and get the same move across 3 platforms. The Dow Jones is a 6 trillion index, and it has 50 large cap companies, different than the S&P 500. Okay. And there are some companies that's going to be joining the Dow that are joining the Dow in March as well. But again, the Dow Jones has 30 companies in it. I don't know why I said 50 large cap. It's 30s. Okay. So futures is YM and the micro mini is MYM. And Forex, it is known as US 30. And then in options, you can just trade the Dow. Okay. So we keeping it simple. So throughout this entire trading, we're going to only be focusing on indices. Again, you can trade whatever you want to trade. Once you learn the strategies, if you want to trade gold, you knock yourself out. If you want to trade currencies, knock yourself out. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to keep everything simple because as I go into options classes, you see how it all fits together. And it all just makes sense. You don't have to be trading everything. You could just focus on a couple of things and keep it simple. Now, what are the hours in which you can trade futures? Okay. The futures market open on Sunday and they close on a Friday. There are no futures on Saturdays. And when I say no futures, I'm talking about indices and stocks. You can't trade indices or stocks on Saturday, okay? But if you choose to trade crypto is available 24 hours a day. So if you want to trade Bitcoin on a Saturday, you can definitely do that, okay? So what are the hours? So again, we have what we call the New York session, and it's called the New York Equities Trading Session. That starts at 8:30 a.m. Central. I use Central because I'm in Chicago, okay? So 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. It closes at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, okay? And you get 5, so you basically get 5 regular trading days. Okay, Monday through Friday is considered 5 regular trading days. All right, it opens at 8:30 Central, it closes at 3 p.m. and it is called the cash close. So if you ever listening to the news and they be like, oh, the cash close, they're talking about 3 p.m. From 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. is what they call the settlement period. So that's just an extra hour of trading. And I'm going to tell you why I love this. And this is why you want to be a futures Forex trader. If you are, let's say you own Microsoft stock and Microsoft is about to have their earnings call. Usually after a company reports their earnings, you're going to see a huge spike, either a huge jump in price higher or a drop in price lower. Well, if you are a stockholder, what you'll know is that Microsoft earnings are reported after the 3 p.m. close. So that means if you own Microsoft stock, and let's say, I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's say Microsoft stock is $200, right? They report their earnings where they beat all expectations. And the price went from $200 to $230 in just that little hour. Well, do you benefit from that? No. You know why you don't benefit from that? Because you can't close your positions. Because after 3 p.m., the stock market is closed to you. But people who are futures traders or Forex traders, well, and again, it depends on if you can trade Forex indices. You can take advantage of that increase in price because that 1 hour settlement period is open to you. So futures can trade it, Forex can trade it. Okay. Now, some people say, well, if the stock price went up in the morning, I will have access to it. No, you won't, because they'll shoot the price up $10, $15, $20. But by the time the market opened in the morning, it went all the way down. So when it opened, you didn't even get the benefit of that profit. Okay. So people who just have stock, people who trade options, you don't get any benefits to aftermarket earnings. And most tech stocks earnings are reported after the 3 p.m. So that's why I love in the futures market, we still make money during that settlement period. At 4 p.m. Central, the markets are closed for 1 hour. They reopen at 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. is considered extended hours. Okay, so not only can you trade New York session, but if you trade futures or Forex, you can trade the evening sessions. People who have stock and options cannot trade the evening session. Okay, so you can make some more money when you get off work. All right, so you got 5 extended days because it starts on Sunday. You get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, yeah, but not Friday. So you get 5 extended days at night. Okay, and that runs from 5 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. is considered the Asian session. And mind you, I'm only talking Central Time. Your London session starts at 2 a.m. and it goes into New York session and ends at 11 a.m. So that New York session in the morning, that's why it has the most volatility, because it has New York and London overlapping each other. Okay. And then I'll show you how to catch a good move from 10 to 11 going right into the London close. All right. So what you need to think about is when do you think you're able to trade? You know your schedule, you know your work schedule, you know when you have access to yourself. Okay. Set your schedule. What I have done is I've just listed a couple of times where you kind of see some momentum. All right. So the highest volatility where you can get big money is obviously the New York session in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30. That's the money. That's the money time. That's that little 2-hour window that I talk about. I trade within that 2-hour window. All my money is made before 10:30. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It could take me an hour. It could take me 2 hours, but I do not trade over 2 hours. I'm done. Okay. Now, if you work a job, so you're not available between 8:30, 10:30, some other times you might want to think about 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. That's a window. You will make money in that window. 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's not 2 hours, but that one little hour into close can make a difference. In particular, 2:30. I noticed between 2:30 and 3, you will see a move going into the close. Okay. 5 to 7. Now, this is not always a great session for volatility, but if you are a range trader or you like consolidation trading, 5 to 7 would be good for you. Okay. 10:30 to 12:30, you will see a little bit of volume. And then 1:30 to 3:30. And that's usually around what we call our London sessions. And so what I need you to do is I need you to pick your time. What time are you going to be trading in? And whatever that time is, I want you to stick to it and master that time frame. Okay? You look at the markets during that time frame so that you can identify when it moves. That way you are prepared for that. Watch how it moves during them time periods, the 2-hour time window for 5 straight days, and you will get an idea of when you need to be in your trades. Okay, so pick your schedule. Now, how do the futures contracts pay you out? Okay, I feel like it's the best in the financial markets because we don't have to put up a lot of money to trade. Okay, that's just me. All right. Versus options. You know, options, you got to buy the options contract. So you got to buy your position in, and then you got to hope it goes in the direction that you anticipated for you to make money. Where with futures and Forex, you just have to put in the minimum in your account just to be able to day trade, but you don't have to buy a contract. You just get in the contract, it go in your favor, you make your money. That's it. All right. So when it comes to the ES, which is the S&P, they have, I said, like they call it the E-minis. Okay. It pays you $12.50 per tick, and 4 ticks is considered a point. This will make sense later once we get into the systems. Okay, so you'll know I have my system set up for points. So sometimes if you see me trading and you might see 30, 25, 40, that's not money, that's points. That's points. So for the S&P, for every 1 point, which is basically for every whole dollar change, you're going to make $50. Okay. Micro minis, again, is the starter contracts for people who are just getting started. It's equivalent to trading 0.01, 0.03 lot size in Forex. Okay. So they call them micro minis. For the S&P, you get $1.25 per tick. 4 ticks equals 1 point. So 1 point is paying you $5. The only thing I want you all to keep up with is points. You ain't got to worry about ticks. Points. So on S&P, 1 point on an E-mini will make you $50. 1 point on a micro mini will make you $5. NASDAQ, same thing. 1 point is going to make you $20. 1 point on the micro minis is going to make you $2. And then we got the Dow. Okay, Dow Jones, US 30, YM. They don't have ticks, they only have points. 1 point is going to pay you $5. And with the micro minis, 1 point is going to make you 50 cents. So obviously, if you're trading the micro minis, I would recommend that you trade NASDAQ or the S or the ES. Obviously, S&P and NASDAQ is what you want to trade. Starting off, before you even get to the Dow, like I said, S&P, NASDAQ, that's what you want to make sure that you master. Okay, you can pick one, you can trade all three. All right, and so we almost done, y'all. But I want to show y'all, when you think of it from an income perspective, what this looks like. Okay, so this is NASDAQ. This is what happened in NASDAQ today. All right. Let me put this right here. Okay. So we're going to go into all this, the class. I knew that the market was going to drop down today. Anybody that was in the live trading class, they know that every morning I put a trading plan out there, and I tell them where, if price go up, what are some price targets it could hit. And then I also put in there that there would be a potential counter trade sale and where it could go down to. So if you was in live trading class, you read that trade plan, you saw that counter trade, it actually hit. Now, the great thing is by the end of this training, you're going to know where price action is going to go so that you can catch these moves. Now, these moves do not happen all the time, but they happen enough. And you just have to be ready for them when they do. And once I show you how to do this market analysis, easy peasy, okay? But just as an example, this was the markets this morning, okay? Now, here's the thing. I got busy today. So I was only able to trade for a little bit. I only traded a little bit this morning after, the market opened. But let's just say this, for example, I'm going to use this. So we got a high here, okay? And this is actually a critical point that I actually had where I told people where price action would go. And when it hit critical points, it's quite possible that it will reverse from that area. Okay. So I literally drew this area right here. And I said price action break. This support area is going to go down. We have a trend line right here, but this trend line wasn't there this morning. I just had this. So I played the little pullback here. Okay. I paid that little pullback, and that little move right here, I ended up making $1,000. I made $1,000, you all. That's what I did. Just this little move. And then it hit this area, but it also hit some other areas. And you're going to learn this so that you know where the reversal is going to be. So it reversed back up. You see, it went, tested this trend line, and it tried to push its way up. Okay. Now, the one thing you're going to learn from me is how to read the market structure and the setups. So this can tell you a number of different things. Okay. This is literally the area. Guess what it didn't do? It didn't create a new high at all. So it reversed and it came right back down. Now, again, I know that this was going to happen. And I meant to be trading when this happened, but I got caught up, so I missed it. Okay. So you're going to learn how to trade even these trend lines. And so I'm just going to look for an area of support up in here. It's right around this area. Okay. So you'll hit sell 18,229. It breaks down to that area. That's what happened, right? Now, I had another critical point right around this area. So this white line is what I was holding my trade to. So from here to here, that's all I was doing. Okay. Now, if I was actually looking at the markets when this happened, I wouldn't have got out that trade. I'd have let it break on down and I would have caught all of that. Right. But I didn't because I missed this altogether. I just got this morning. That's it. Made $1,000. I was done with my day. But I knew this was going to be a big day, and I got caught up because I had some other business to take care of, so I couldn't trade. I wasn't by my computer, right? But if you'd hit this sale at 18,229, down here at my critical point is 18,048. What is that? This was 181 points. Y'all just don't know how sick to my stomach I was that I actually missed this. But if you think that price is going to go down, you can enter a sale. So I don't have to buy a stock or I don't have to buy a sale position and use my money to get in a sale position. All I have to do is hit sale and be right. And I'm not really putting up money. You only putting up money for if you lose. The money you put up in your broker account to be able to trade is to cover losses. That's it, right? So this is 181 points. Again, this is NASDAQ. So what does that mean? Let's add it up. 181 points. Remember, NASDAQ pays you $20 per point. So for every whole dollar is a point. So 181 points. So if you saw me trade this and you saw 181, people thought I only made 100. They thought I was making $181. No, I'm making 181 points. Do the math. 181 points times $20 a point. How much money would you make on this little move just here today? $3,620 from here to here in 35 minutes. You're not finna do that in no few. This is one contract. So just trading one contract, that's the minimum you can trade. One contract made me $3,620. You can't do that in Forex. You know, you would have to do 1.00 lot size. You have to do a lot of leverage to make this amount of money on this short move. I don't have to put up. I don't have to put up. You get what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, y'all doing them numbers. Yeah. Yes, you could do limit orders in future. So that means that you can set, which is what I should have did. But I got sidetracked. What I could have did is I could have set an order up right here to put me into a sale. Soon as price action broke, it broke this level of support, throw me in there because I know where it's going. And you're going to learn how I knew where it was going. Okay. So I would have been able to hit, set up a market limit order. And in NASDAQ, they allow you to do invisible orders. So the big money don't even know you sitting out there, you know, because a lot of times they like to play around because they see people's orders out there. They like to grab people and then go the opposite direction. Well, in futures, you're able to put out invisible orders and they don't even know you're out there. But I could have put a pending order to short if the price broke down here. And I could have put another pending order to close me out of that trade when it hit my critical point. So that could have been an automatic trade that I set up. I don't know why I didn't set it up. I don't know. Because what's so crazy is when I took this trade right here, I did a sale, and then I actually put a order. Actually, it was kind of like right here to get out right here, because this was going back and testing that little tiny range. And usually I think I was putting it in here, but then I realized that they wasn't coming down, because I was actually looking at it. So I just went ahead and closed out right here because I saw something in my other indicators that told me it was going to reverse up. Okay, so again, you have to be looking at a number of moving parts. Okay, because had I not closed and not looked at my other indicators and what they were telling me, it would have pulled me back up here. Now, it's okay because it didn't go past where I entered, and it just would have fell down, and eventually it actually did hit what my target would have been. And had I been looking at my charts, I'd have let it ride, I'd have went all the way down here. I ain't even calculate what that was going to be. But that's where I could have been. Okay. So I'm just telling you that that's the type of money that was made today. Somebody somewhere made this amount of money and even more. Somebody made $5,000 today. And again, that's just one contract. You could have traded 2 contracts and doubled your money. It's somebody out there who traded 4 contracts. It's somebody out there who traded 50 contracts because they big money. Somebody made 100,000. Somebody might have made $1 million. Okay, so the amount of contracts that you could trade is literally based on how much money you put in. That's it. Okay, and then obviously if you're using prop firms, you're using their money, so you ain't putting up nothing. And we'll get into that later. So again, this was just a short session because I want you to understand what you getting yourself into, right? Because if you made $3,000 in 35 minutes, you can't tell me you can't make enough money to quit your job. You can't tell me that. There's nobody sitting in this class right now that make $3,000 every 35 minutes. You don't. There's nobody sitting in this class that make $3,000 a day at their job. They do not. They do not. Okay. And you ain't got to make 3,000. Like I say, I made $1,000. There's somebody sitting in this group that did not make $1,000 and you work 8 hours today. I made $1,000 in what? Maybe less than an hour. I don't even know if this move was an hour from here to here. Maybe about an hour and a half. I made $1,000. Do you make $1,000 an hour at your job? You got to ask yourself, do you? And if you don't, okay. Where do the funds go to? Well, if you make $3,600 in one of your trades, right? It just goes into your account. It's just in your broker account and you transfer it to your bank account. Okay, so the only thing that you're going to be paying, so if you made $3,600, you trade one contract. If you're using your Ninja Trader broker, I think you're paying what? Round trip is what? Maybe $3 or $5. That's your fee. So you paid them $3 or $5 and you were able to withdraw your $3,600. You don't have to split any of your profits with nobody. It's your money. Okay. And it goes straight. You can take it out your broker account and say deposit it into my bank account, and they are going to do that. Okay. Now, if, for example, when you said previous losses, so let's say you got into a trade and it went against you. So let's say you didn't make no money, and let's say you negative $100. Well, they're going to take that $100 from the capital you put up to start trading. And so that means, let's say if you put $1,000 in your account, you lose $100. They're gonna charge you $100 plus that $5 fee. So 105 is gonna come out of that $1,000. But if you win, they only gonna charge you $5. And that money is added to your capital total. Okay. And so you're going to have the ability to, I'm going to show you how to cut your losses short. So you ain't finna lose no $3,000. We don't do that. So I'm going to show you how to set up your stop losses. So in case it go against you, it takes you completely out of the trade and you got small losses, because when you hit, I promise you, anybody in the live trading room, what I always tell y'all, I don't care how many losses we do, our losses are very small. When we hit, we make all our losses back and you still end up profitable. So when you put up the money in your account, that covers losses if you decide to lose. No, it can't happen in futures because futures is United States and it is regulated in the United States. International brokers are not regulated. So the United States has no jurisdiction. United States can't sue a Forex broker in another country. That's not going, that can't happen. Now, prop firms could possibly happen, but we also open up our own Ninja Trader accounts. Our Ninja Traders are brokers in the United States, regulated by the United States. We could sue them. That's totally different than what's happening internationally or even prop firms. But with prop firms, you don't put up your money, so you ain't losing your capital by being in a prop firm. That's totally different. But brokers, Forex brokers like Hugo's Way and things like that, you had to put your money into it in order to trade. With prop firms, all you're paying for is to have the access membership today to them. That's it. What, $40? I don't care about losing no $40. But I ain't finna be losing 1,000 because I don't have to put up 1,000. So that's totally different. Totally different. So yeah. Chris, you're gonna see the other indicators when I get to it. Don't be rushing me. You gonna see. I want to make sure that you understand the process before you get to talking about indicators, so you know how the indicators work first. So I'm gonna get to you. Yeah, the live trade rooms, I am in there Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and Trisha does the London session. So people who are up in the middle of the night, who want to trade like midnight and 1 a.m. and all that, that is with Trisha. I am not up London session, so you ain't gonna never see me in there. There's a lot. I mean, I think I like reading the candlestick book. There's also books on order flow. I like books on order flow, um, chart patterns, psychology of trading. There's a whole bunch of ebooks that you can get on Amazon where you don't even have to buy the actual book and spend a whole lot of money. You can get an ebook for like $5-10. That's what I love that. Now for live trading, it depends on what you do. If you use the broker like Ninja Trader, I think the minimum for futures, and that's if you're trading the micro minis, I think it's like $400. And then for people who trying to trade the big guns like the E-mini, one contract, stuff like that, it's gonna be a minimum of about $1,000. So that's different. Prop firms is $40 for you to get an account. You can go through your evaluation where they tell you if you want a 50,000 account, you got to make $3,000 in a certain they don't even really give you a certain period, but you got to make $3,000. Once you make $3,000, you can get a live account, and that's how they work. So they have a little bit other criteria when you're trading with prop firms. If you're just trading alone with your own money, $400 to $1,000. And like I said, it is Ninja Trader. The only broker I use is Ninja Trader. I know some people use TradeAvant. I don't use them. I only use Ninja Trader for my futures. My live trading room is actually $50 a month. So again, I recommend that for people who know how to trade. because in the live trade room, I'm not really training. We're just looking at the markets and we see a trade, we just take a trade. So it's not a lot of questions. I don't like a lot of questions on the live trade room because we just want to focus. We're trying to make some money, get in and get out. So that's a little bit different. So once you are advanced and stuff like that, not necessarily advanced, but once you understand the strategies and what we talking about, it'll make being in the live trade room. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you don't know what you're doing, being in the live trade room is going to do nothing but confuse you. So yeah. So that's it for today. I think I'm done. So I hope y'all getting excited because y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn, y'all gonna learn, y'all gonna learn. Now, let me see here. What do you need to do? I need y'all to get a TradingView account. Y'all talking about brokers. I want y'all to get a TradingView account for your platform trading. Now, TradingView do have a basic account where it is free. They do have one option for free. So if you're somebody that's tight on money right now, it's okay. You can get a TradingView platform for free, but they do have limitations. I think you can only have like 2 indicators on your chart if you're getting the free, which is fine. Because what I'll do is once I start talking about indicators and setting up charts, I'll give you different setups for if you have a basic TradingView or if you're paying for a TradingView. Okay, so obviously they have another one that's called Essential. And the reason why I like TradingView, when I tell y'all TradingView is the best charting platform, it is the best charting platform on the market. And the great thing is, no matter what you're trading, like with my Ninja Trader give me a little they call it the Superdome, I think Superdome or something like that. But I can layer it on top of TradingView, and I can look at my charts on TradingView and still take my trades in Ninja. That's what I love about it. And you're going to learn about that when we get to that. Okay. But that's what I need you all to do. I need you to get your TradingView because we're going to be setting up our charts on TradingView. We used to use futures to learn how to trade. We not doing that this time. We are most of not futures, TD Ameritrade. When I first taught my futures class, we were using the TD Ameritrade platform, Thinkorswim charts. To me, I feel like TradingView is way above them right now. Okay, I think TD Ameritrade's platform is very good if you're trading options. But for Forex and futures, I love TradingView. TradingView got MT4, MT5 completely beat. Okay. So with TradingView, again, you can have a basic, which is free to you. Then there is the Essential, which is $12.95 a month. It allows you to have 5 indicators per chart. I like that. Okay. What else? They got the Plus, which is $24.95 a month. You can have 4 charts open per tab. And you can have 10 indicators per chart. I like having access to whatever it is that I want. Okay. So I think when I first started, I started with Essential. And then I think I went to Plus. Right now I have Premium. But I am a professional day trader. I'm already making money, so my profits can cover something like this. Getting started, you don't start there. You can start free or you can start with an Essential and then work your way up. Okay. I got a premium package. I'm paying $49.95 a month. I just have unlimited everything. Okay. I can have up to 25 indicators on the chart, even though I don't have 25 indicators on the chart. But if I wanted to do it, I definitely can. All of the plans allow you to set price alerts. So I actually, if I've been looking at something and I want the charting platform to tell me when price hit a certain area, so I can go look at my charts and do a setup, I can set up an alert and they will do a push notification on my mobile phone, and they'll also email me when my alert criteria has hit. So that's what I do. Love about it. So pick something. Like I said, if you're short on cash, just get the basic. I just want you to start where you are. Like I said, you can do beginner or you can do Essential. I do like Essential, beginner or Essential. I need y'all to have that by next Thursday. Like I said, even if you don't have the money get a free version, but just set up the account by next Thursday. I really need that done before our next trading session. Okay. All right. So just pick where you are. All right. So what's your homework? Okay, real simple, nothing major. The first thing that I want y'all to do this weekend, I want you to visualize how much money you want to make day trading every month. This is something that we did, I think it was a couple of years ago. I had people literally visualize what they want to make in their life and for their family. I want you to think about how much do you make every month? And think about, look at your W-2 that you get at the end of the year so you can see how much your employer paid for your health insurance. Add all that up and put that into it. How much do you make now? And how much do you need in order for you to retire? Don't come up with a ridiculous number that your job don't make for you now. I want you to really think about where you are right now to replace where you are right now. And so your homework assignment, whatever your monthly goal is, Maisha, you see right there, I see 15. Remember that 15,000 monthly. I want y'all to think about that. I want you to get a piece of paper just like you see right here. And I want you to put in what you want your monthly futures goal to be, because you got to visualize what it is that you want. You guys, this work, you got to write it down, make it plain. Tell God what you want. I promise you. And then all you have to do is be disciplined and do the work. God blesses work, always have. When I first started, I had a piece of paper. I said 20,000 a month. That was my goal. I wrote it down. I made so many copies. I taped it everywhere on my walls so that when I came in my trade room, I'm like, I'm going to build my skill set. I'm going to make $20,000 in a month, and every victory that I made up until that point, I was grateful. I gave God all the glory. And one day it happened. And once I made $20,000 in a month, I knew I could make more. That just sealed in my belief. Just 1 second, y'all. I'm coming. And so it just sealed in my belief. And you got to write it down. You got to visualize it. You got to constantly look at it. Let me tell y'all, I even got some Amazon. I don't even know if y'all can see me. If y'all can see me, I went on Amazon, and on Amazon, you can buy fake $100 bills. Y'all, this is how crazy. I'm not really crazy, but how serious I am is I would write it down and I would just buy these $100 bills and I just grab them. I look at them. I hold them in my hand and I'm like, this is going to be some real money. This is going to be some real money. And then I hit. And then once I hit 20,000, I was like, okay, I know what I did to make $20,000. I'm just going to keep doing it. And so making $20,000 a month, that's not a hard feat to do. Once you get to that point, it took years for me to get to that point. But when I was having a $3,000 month, when I was having a $4,000 a month, I was forever grateful. I was forever grateful because guess what? I wasn't in nobody's job and my bills were still getting paid. So I want you to figure out what that is, write it down, and I want you to take a picture, just like you see right here. Take a picture of yourself holding that sign. I want you to drop it in a group. Before Thursday, I want to see y'all monthly goals. It's about holding yourself accountable, but it's about visualizing it. But you got to write it down. And then you got to tell God what you want. I want you to designate your trading space. Where are you going to be trading in your house? Set it up and let everybody know this is my trading space. When I am sitting here trading, leave me alone. And like I said, your trading hours. When are you going to trade? What are the hours that you can trade? And then finally, I want you to have your TradingView account open before Thursday. Okay, so that's your homework. That's it. Visualize your money. Tell me, I want to know what it is. Drop your pictures in our group because I want to see what it is. I want you to think about your trade hours and I want you to get your TradingView account set up. And that is your homework. The class is every Thursday at the same time. Every Thursday at the same time. And like I said, I will have replays posted in the group within 24 hours. And that ends this trading session. And like I said, every week we're going to get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. So I'm super excited about where we're going to take this. I'm super excited about your income. And I promise you, you can have whatever it is that you want. You just got to believe that you deserve it. And you got to be willing to do the work. You cannot trade 1 week and disappear for a whole month and come back and trade and think you're gonna win. That's not how it works. Okay. There's a seed time, right? And there's a harvest time. So the seed time is when you're doing the work. You got to do the work, and then the harvest will come. You don't have to work for nobody else. I promise you. Jerry, you buying an island? Jerry said he buying an island. Well, let me know, because when you get it, I'm coming to visit. That's right. That's right. I love it. Dream big. You can have what you want, but you got to stay consistent. Y'all, I get up every day and look at the markets every single day, even if it's not a trade day. If I don't see my setup, I do not trade, but I got up that day and I looked. You're going to miss when you don't look. So I get up every single day. I want you to treat this like a job. This is a job for me. This is a 2-hour job. I can give my business 2 hours. I can give myself 2 hours. Okay. All I'm asking is that you give yourself 2 hours. That's it. All right. All right. I'll see y'all next Thursday, same time. Do your homework. And I want to see those money posts in the group. Y'all be safe. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.